Coming up on today's programme,
we look at the latest on the fresh inquest into the deaths of the Hillsborough disaster.
we'll be looking at how spending in one northwest city is attracting more homeless people.
Hi, I'm Matthew Davies from 96.5 at Bolton FM, and you can find out on Northwest News where I'm going to be sleeping for 6 days and 6 nights for the next 24 hours.
Good afternoon and welcome to Northwest News at 3 o'clock. I'm Ben Ward.
And I'm Sammy House. The inquest into the 96 deaths in the Hillsborough disaster continues today. 11 members of the jury are being sworn in under Lord Justice Goldring. Matthew Murphy reports.
As families, lawyers and court officials arrived yesterday at Birchwood Park in Warrington, it was clear this was a red-letter occasion for anyone involved in Hillsborough. The first day was set aside for organising the jury and making sure those selected are neutral and not fans of any football clubs involved or have any connection with the South Yorkshire Police, and today those 11 jury members have been sworn in. Former chairman of the Hillsborough Family Support Group, Trevor Hicks, told us more about the inquest.
It's been a long time coming. I mean, it's nearly 2 years since the original inquest was quashed, of course. We've had lots of preliminary hearings which are all part of queuing up, so today is the first day of something like 250 or 300 of days when we will be here.
Although it might be a while before this inquest comes to a close, they're all hoping that justice will prevail. Matthew Murphy, Northwest News, Warrington.
The trial of South Ribble MP Nigel Evans has been continuing at Preston Crown Court today. The former Speaker of the House of Commons, Mr Evans, currently faces 8 charges against 7 men, including 1 for rape. Yesterday, Mr Evans was cleared of 1 count of sexual assault.
Well, Robbie Dawson is live at Preston Crown Court with further details. So what progress has been made in the trial today, Robbie?
Yes, Ben. Now, Nigel Evans has been much more open about his behaviour in court today, even been self-deprecating at times. In his cross-examination, he told the jury it was amazing what 2 people could do with a sofa, and he joked to police he wouldn't have kissed one of his alleged victims in case he turned into a frog.
And we know that today was the second day of Mr Evans' cross-examination, so what did the prosecution ask?
We heard from Mark Hayward QC of the prosecution, who asked Mr Evans, were you persistent, were you annoying, and were you lecherous? To which Nigel Evans replied, no. Now, the former Commons Speaker has admitted he did make a pass to one of the alleged victims, but nevertheless continues to deny the charges put before him. The trial continues tomorrow.
A Conservative MP for Fylde has resigned as a ministerial aide because of allegations about his private life.
Newspapers on Sunday published a series of allegations from a Brazilian escort. Alex Black was in St Anne's.
The Sunday Mirror has a series of allegations made by a Brazilian man who claimed that Mr Menzies had paid him for sex. Mark Menzies has decided to resign as a parliamentary private secretary to Alan Duncan following the Sunday Mirror's accusations. In a statement, he said that a number of the allegations were not true, and he looks forward to setting the record straight in due course. Mr Menzies has been an MP for Fylde since 2010, and his constituents gave us their views on the allegations.
I think it's a sad reflection on Mr Menzies. I really do, and I don't think much of the person that has written the story about it.
Well, I think it's mostly disgusting, to be honest with you, and I don't think he should be an MP.
I don't really think that we should be in people's personal lives. I think a lot of people should have, their personal life put aside.
The outgoing chair of the party in Fylde says that Mr Menzies has their full support. Alex Black, Northwest News, St Anne's.
A nurse has been charged with the murder of 3 people following their deaths at Stepping Hill Hospital in Stockport in 2011.
48-year-old Victorino Chua of Heaton Norris is also charged with 31 other offences, including GBH and attempted poisoning. He will appear at Manchester Magistrates Court at a later date.
Now over to Jack Brain with some stories from around the region.
Thank you, Sammy. A 97-year-old man is still fighting for his life after being assaulted in St Anne's. The man was found suffering serious injuries on Sunday evening and was flown by air ambulance to Royal Preston Hospital. A suspect has been charged and is set to appear before Blackpool magistrates today. Police are urging residents in East Lancashire to be more vigilant after areas such as Clitheroe and Clayton-le-Moor saw an increase in burglaries. Detective Inspector Halford said, offenders are taking advantage of people who are leaving their front doors unlocked or vehicles unattended, and items stolen during the offences have been varied. Anyone with information on the thefts is urged to call the police on 101. Planning proposals have been given the go-ahead for a new mosque to be built in Preston. Planning officers met at Lancashire County Council yesterday to finalise the developments. The former Builders' Yard on Grafton Street is set to be demolished and landscaped to make way for the new mosque. And finally, the stage is now set for the Fylde Coast's 2014 Shakespeare Festival. The event, which will be held from April 23rd to the 26th, is a chance for the public to learn more about Shakespeare and celebrate his work. Councillor David Owen, who is organising the event, told me where the idea came from.
And I remember a couple of years ago when it was the 1611 anniversary of the authorised version of the Bible, the James I, and a lot of churches, I say a lot, but several churches up and down the country did conduct public readings of the Bible. How far they got, I don't know, but when we're celebrating this year the 450th anniversary of Shakespeare's birth, it just seemed a reasonable proposal that we should try to read the whole of the canon of Shakespeare in some shape or form within the local community.
Thanks, Jack. Today is Youth Homelessness Matters Awareness Day. Recent government statistics show that the North West has lower funding cuts than anywhere else in England.
Our reporter Chelsea Wood went to find out how Preston services mean more homeless people move to the city.
Emmaus is one of the many services for homeless people in Preston. It is places like this that help homeless off the street. Councillor John Swindles has said that people from across the country hear about the good services in Preston and come here to use them. We spoke to Tracy Hopkins, who told us about the changes they've seen.
We've seen a real rise in young people finding themselves in a situation where they're homeless, because a lot of families, through things like the bedroom tax, have found they can no longer support their children.
In the region, only 40% of services are aware that they will receive funding cuts, which is the lowest in England, compared to 60% cuts in Yorkshire and Humberside. Connor and Kenny are both under the age of 24 and live and work at Emmaus.
I had an abusive father, which ended up in me running away to the army. When I come back from the army, which was a couple of months ago, they'd rented my room out to someone else, so I was on the streets for a couple of months. Found out about this place, and within 3 days of applying, I'd moved in.
I wasn't out on the street or anything. I was one of the lucky ones, I think. I had a really good job in Wales, and then I had some problems because I got some mental health problems, and then my boss asked me to leave, and I had to move back to Preston. I moved back in with my mum, and she asked me to move out, so I came here and I got a place straight away.
Funding cuts in the region may be the lowest in England, but it seems in Preston the number of young homeless people are increasing. Chelsea Wood, North West News, Preston.
Please email us your comments or tweet us at North West News. For many in the North West, the morning commute isn't always the brightest way to start your day. Train delays and a mad dash to grab a seat before it's taken by someone's backpack.
A new scheme will see the North West receive over £5 billion to improve travel in the stations in the region, including over 30,000 extra seats at peak times.
Network Rail are already facing a £70 million fine for missing rail targets. They hope this scheme will give a boost to local train services.
Now over to the latest regional sport with Alex Burke. So, David Moyes is having a bit of a tough time, isn't he, Alex?
Yeah, that's right, Ben. The Manchester United manager has faced a lot of criticism for his side's performances this season, and a banner asking for him to be sacked was even flown over the ground on Saturday. Ahead of tonight's Champions League quarter-final tie with Bayern Munich, Moyes says he is now even more determined to change his team's fortunes.
I'm more driven to succeed more than ever, because obviously I want the team to turn around. I want to change this position we're in just now, and I really do believe we can do that. I think we've got a great club, which obviously gives you the chance to do that, because of the people we can attract, the players we can attract to the club, and but it's just going to take a little bit of time to get it sorted.
In the Championship tonight, Blackburn will be hoping to keep their playoff hopes alive as they host Brighton at Ewood Park. Wigan, who've only lost once in their last 10 league games, face top-of-the-table Leicester at the DW Stadium. In League 2, Bury can climb as high as 12th if they beat Bristol Rovers at the JD Stadium. Liverpool boxer Derry Matthews is unhappy after having his Commonwealth lightweight title stripped from him because of an injury. Alexander Gardner reports.
Meet Dirty Derry Matthews, a determined Liverpool boxer with a score to settle. After being stripped of his Commonwealth lightweight title because of a hand injury, it is fair to say he's not best pleased.
I'm a bit disappointed. I'm disappointed in the Commonwealth Council, what they've done. Basically, I've been out injured. I've had operations on my hands, and they decided that I was meant to fight in the 17th of May, and they decided that I needed to fight on the 3rd of May. And the surgeon who done my hands and the doctors around me and me coach and everyone had, wanted me to fight on the 17th, and I got letters of approval off the doctors, and they wouldn't have it.
Derry is no stranger to setbacks. After being beaten in 10 rounds for the Commonwealth title, he produced this.
Phil Edwards is even having a look at this. Oh, we got it! That's what Derry Matthews does! You never write him out! And Coyle is unsteady on his feet. I don't know if he's going to make this. I don't know if he's going to make it. He's not! Wow! He was being outboxed!
But after taking time out to provide personal training lessons and resting his hand, it's not all bad news for Derry Matthews. With his hand now recovered and a fight scheduled on the 17th of May at Liverpool's Echo Arena, he'll be vowing to fight for a new title to become the champion once again. Alexander Gardner, Northwest News.
It's now been confirmed that Derry Matthews will fight for the IBF title. Tranmere manager Ronnie Moore has been charged with misconduct by the Football Association for betting offences. Moore has been given until the 8th of April to respond to the charge.
Cheers, Alex. And now to the regional weather with Mona Haddad. What a glorious weekend we had then with sunshine, Mona. Can we expect any more?
We are going to see some bright spells, but there will also be 1 or 2 showers around. We're looking at a top temperature around 13 and 14 Celsius. We keep hold of this dry condition going into the evening with clear skies to begin with, but then it clouds over, and there will be some showery outbreaks as head towards dawn. But bear in mind, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. Tomorrow will be largely dry, fine and warm day. Jamie tweeted us, "I literally don't know how to dress anymore because this weather is so indecisive. Join the debate by hashtagging Northwest News."
And what did you last go to the supermarket for, Ben?
Well, I went to the supermarket for some early morning croissants for my breakfast, Sammy.
Well, one radio presenter from Bolton is preparing for a charity sleepathon in Middlebrook Asda shop window. Rob Watson has more.
Shoppers in Bolton will be in for a surprise if they head down to their local supermarket today. Local radio DJ Matthew Bavage has made the store his home for the next 6 days. But why?
I think it's really important because it gets the name across from the radio station. It shows that we're actually caring about the community. It shows that we're helping support. Everybody's giving up their free time to come and do this. So I think it's an amazing venture.
Matthew's at the store broadcasting until Saturday night. He's raising funds for charities Tickle Pink and the Bolton Hospice. Stephanie Likai is the local community fundraiser.
So usually when we are collecting in a supermarket, we can raise on average £250 to £300 a day with 2 volunteers, but obviously Matthew's got such a big presence here at Asda that hopefully it'll be a better amount than that, yeah.
Matthew's venture has even attracted some local celebrities, including a former member of the Phoenix Club.
I think it's a really big ask. I mean, it sounds like easy, doesn't it? But that day's going to drag, them days and nights are going to drag. I don't know what he's got lined up for entertainment, but no, every credit to him, I couldn't do it. Big up to this lad here, Matthew. He's going to be doing this all week. He's going to come in at night and just give him a prod. If he's snoring, just give him a prod and go, well done. He'll like that.
Matthew's allowed just 2 hours out of the store all week. So is he going to manage until Saturday?
Come back and see me in about 6 days and 6 nights and I'll let you know.
Rob Watson, Northwest News, Bolton.
Some of your emails and comments now on the homeless spending story in Preston.
Lynn from Bury tweeted, "Why can't spending just be shared out fairly? Surely this would end the problem." Now don't forget you can keep up to date with all the latest news, sports and weather by visiting our website or following us on Twitter or Facebook.
And that's it for now. You've been watching Northwest News. Goodbye.
Goodbye.